Finally, it's done. The great battle of my time. You ever have one of those games that you've played for probably 40 to 60 hours, maybe even more? You love the game, it's extremely fun, but somehow 15 years later, you still haven't completed it. Yeah, that was Castle Crashers for me, and I don't know why, because this is one of those must-play games. Welcome to completion number 35 of the Potato Backlog Project. For more info on the project, see the links below. Make sure you stick around at the end of the video for the big bad behemoth Tater Raider. And let's go. Castle Crashers was first released in 2008 for the Xbox 360's digital game service Xbox Live Arcade. I have fond memories of the game's original release. It had a really cool and simple animated cartoony look, but nobody really seemed to be talking about it at the time. But the bright colors mixed with a medieval theme packaged up into a hack and slash action RPG beat 'em up, well, it was a pretty easy sell for a guy like me. The game ended up being very successful, and through the years saw further releases on Windows, Mac, and the PlayStation platform. Strangely, no sequel has ever come for Castle Crashers, but Behemoth did release a remastered version of the game in 2015, and most recently they've announced a physical copy of the game to be released on the Nintendo Switch, sure to be an instantly sought-after collector's item. The story begins when an evil wizard busts into the king's castle and steals a giant crystal, and this wizard's super evil. He goes one step further and kidnaps the princesses as well. You're immediately dropped into the action and playing right away. It's up to you and your friends to rescue the princesses, kill the bosses, and get the crystal back for the king. You have your choice of character type to select from at the start of the game, with many more characters to unlock as you work your way through the game. Outside of the different physical appearances of the characters, they also have different magic attacks unique to them. Each character is leveled separately through a simple experience gain system. You kill bad guys, you gain XP, you level up. Each new level, you're given skill points to distribute, and it's up to you to decide what stats to put your points in. There's strength, defense, magic, or agility. As mentioned before, the magic ability is unique to each character. As you level your magic, you also unlock new magic abilities. These are powerful abilities to have on the field of play. Magic is especially handy when you're playing multiplayer and the action gets really hectic. It can serve as good crowd control and a quick way to wipe weakened enemies, or just a good way to slow things down at times and catch your breath. They did a nice job with the variety between the characters. Even though the core knights all kind of look the same, the abilities help them all feel and play unique. There are a ton of hidden characters to unlock as previously mentioned, which offers a nice incentive to continue playing and exploring the game. The fighting system itself is simple on the surface, but there's some really nice depth to it when you dig in. You have a light and heavy attack in addition to your magical attacks. You'll find a bow and arrow as you play through, and you also have the ability to block enemy attacks. There are also a couple utility items that become available: bombs, potions, a sandwich that essentially makes you Hulk out and you like rage up for 10 seconds or so and just beat the crap out of everything. It's amazing. One of the reasons the game works so well is they do a great job leaving it up to the player to decide how they want to play. If you're going through single player, you may have a different play style and strategy than you would have if you're playing multiplayer with your friends. It was fun to work through learning the juggle mechanics, ground bounces, and ways to stay in the air for a really long time added a ridiculous element to the game that doesn't seem like it should work, but somehow it does. Even though it could get repetitive at times, it never stopped being fun beating up bad guys in this game. Like when me and my sons punished this poor soul for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. He's already dead. Throughout the game, there are some interesting pace changes in some of the level styles that help break up some of the monotony. These are well placed on the map and seem to come up at perfect times to change things up, keeping the gameplay fresh and exciting. There's an auto scroll level where you can ride a deer that's so scared of a giant monster that his explosive diarrhea is what propels him through the level. It's hilarious, amazing, and ridiculous all at the same time. Rideable animals can also be found in other levels, and they can be used by you and enemies. And it's just another added depth element that helps flesh out the core experience. The game isn't all button mashing and killing, as there are secrets to find, treasures to dig up, weapons and pets to unlock. The weapons themselves have the ability to add and subtract from your main stat categories. Some make you faster, some stronger, and some are a sword that looks like a lobster. They all have unique looks, and it becomes addicting trying to find and collect them all. Pets in the game offer unique abilities that aid you on your adventure. You'll notice at times enemies will have them as well. These not only serve as another collectible within the game, but each pet also has a unique ability which will help you throughout your adventure. They're also all super cute, but don't be fooled. They're super powerful, and you should be using them during your playthrough. This game just does such a great job of making you want to play it again and just keep coming back. Maybe you want to restart with a new character and level him up to see what kind of magic he might have. Maybe you've beaten the game 10 times but still have weapons and pets unaccounted for. Maybe you have a friend that's never played the game, so you start a brand new character just to play with them. I think this ended up being one of the reasons I never finished it. I just kind of kept restarting and playing to a certain point that I'd be like, oh, I want to try this character now, so I'm going to go start it again. Castle Crashers can be played through single player, but it is at its strongest when played with friends in the multiplayer mode. You can team up online or play couch co-op with friends and family. And with the multiplayer, it just becomes an instant classic. If you don't play a multiplayer, you don't get the satisfaction of trying to kill your friends to win the heart of a princess that you rescue. And I never would have got clowned like this by my son if it weren't for the amazing multiplayer. The easiest 5 happy potato faces out of 5. This is a classic that holds up incredibly well after 15 years. This is just a must-play video game, especially if you have friends and family to play it with on couch co-op or online. The remastered version is readily available on whichever platform you game on, and while simple on the surface level, there's a depth there that will keep you coming back and just a pure joy to play. With that, the Backlog project rolls on. Thank you for watching. Be kind to yourselves and others that deserve it. We're on to the next one. This went on for way longer than it should have. It was incredible. It was like any type of like bat demigorgons in the game. Just no like bat demis. No bat demigorgon. Just hit record this time, kid.